Hello, welcome to All the Photos Today, and today we'll be editing a photo of a cat. And I'm going to be doing this in Adobe Lightroom CC, and this is a 2015 edition. Of course, the same principles apply to pretty much most photo editing applications, including older versions of Adobe Lightroom. Yeah, and you can also do this in Camera Raw. Okay, so let's just get started. So the main thing with cat photos is that we don't want to put too much effects on it. Well, for the look I'm going for, we kind of want to make it look natural, look soft almost. Not soft in sharpness, but like soft, like toned, you know. It's like hard to explain, but kind of like light and airy. And we definitely get that from like the window. Yes, we do have a little bit of overexposure here, but for this photo it's kind of nice since it is blurred out in the background. So this photo shot with a 50mm on a crop sensor, so around a 75ish on a 35mm f2.8 and ISO 800, and yeah, uncropped, so no problems with noise. Okay, so first thing, let's go to the temperature. Here, let's try grab some tones. And as we can see, it just kind of warmed it up. I'm not sure if I like that too much. Oh, oops, one more time. Okay, so I actually kind of do like that warmth it added, so we are going to go with that. Then exposure, don't want to boost it up too much because it doesn't need it. And then contrast, usually I'm a big fan of a high contrast photo, but for cat photos, especially for this cat, I feel like it doesn't do good with the fur. Like, for instance, this doesn't look realistic. It doesn't look good. It looks like all the orange is like, it looks fake. And we don't want that look, especially for pet photos. So just a little bit of contrast to show some division between the fur and the shadows in the background and all that stuff. Then we're going to go to highlights, and I'm actually going to drop them down a little bit because, again, we do have that overexposed area and we want to take that out. Of course, your photo might be different. Then we're going to go to shadows, play with that a little bit. Then for shadows, I like to just try out both looks and see how I like it. I actually want to pull it down a bit because I feel like it adds some detail to the cat and draws more emphasis to the eyes, which is always good. Then we have the whites. Again, my usual trick is just hold down Alt, pull it back to just a little bit in here. There we go. Same with blacks for this photo. There we go. Clarity, we're just going to add a little bit, not too much, because again, we don't want too much. We want to try to keep this realistic. And for cat photos, there really isn't much editing depending on how you shot it. Some vibrance. Again, since this is a close-up of the cat, there's not much really to bump up in vibrance. Saturation we won't touch because it'll make all the colors go wanky. And play with this. We're not going to select medium or strong contrast because, again, we don't want that contrast, that strong of a contrast in this photo because, again, like I said before, it loses detail and it just doesn't look appealing on a cat. For this photo, I'm not going to mess with the colors too much. I might boost the green a little bit for the eyes, or yellow. Not too much we really can do, because considering the whole cat is yellow. Sharpening, let's boost that a bit, because I do like to add some sharpening so we can see more detail in the fur and the eyes and all that stuff. Quick tip for when you are shooting pet animals, try to get the focus on the eye. I don't know if this one's nailed or not, but for this tutorial it'll work fine. Noise reduction, again, ISO 800 for this camera looks just fine, so we won't touch that. And we're just going to add a mask on real quick because I want to add detail to the eyes. Here we are. Again, not doing like in most of my tutorials, I'm just roughly putting this on because for sake of time. Of course, you want to spend more time. Here you can look at DMX cat. Okay, now for that default it'll put more exposure. We don't want that, just a little bit more contrast, and maybe not. I usually like to play with the colors a bit, brighten that, increase the clarity, not too much because again we don't want the eyes to look over processed, which many people do, and add a bit of sharpening to them. Perfect. I think that looks good. And we'll just hit done. Boom. And I think that adds a bit to the photo, draws more emphasis to eyes, which for this photo really looks appealing. So as you can see in this, it really isn't a dramatic change. Kind of just darkened it up a bit. As you can see here, if we zoom in, there really isn't too much of a change. Kind of brought some of the colors, increased the eyes, sharpness, and all that stuff. Otherwise, for cat photos, really not much needed. It's usually you can do them quite quickly. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial and continue to check out other videos on all the photos today. Thank you.